Welcome everyone. Hope everyone had a wonderful, wonderful week. This week's Isaac Sonin is dedicated by Avi Golombek, who's an alumnus of the Yeshiva from 22 years ago or so, and his family, in honor of my little brother, David Isaacson, who turned 40 this week. They were in Mevaseret the same 2 years. It's an amazing thing that friendships that were forged so many years ago are still so close, all because they came together in the yeshiva, in the Beis Medrash. A beautiful, beautiful thing. So mazel to my brother, and thank you so much to Avi. We read in this week's Parsha Vaera, an amazing pasuk. Perek Vav, pasuk Yud Gimel 6:13. The Torah tells us, "Vayidaber Hashem el Moshe ve'el Aharon, vayitzavem el bnei Yisrael, ve'el Paro melech Mitzrayim lahotzias bnei Yisrael meretz Mitzrayim." The Torah tells us that Hashem appeared to Moshe and Aaron, and he commanded them to command the Jews, Yisrael, and Paro to take the Jews out of Mitzrayim. Very striking that we understand that we're going to command Paro to let the Jews leave. But to go ahead and vayitzavim as Bnei Yisrael, what kind of command is being given to Bnei Yisrael? So Chazal pick up on this anomaly. And Yerushalmi Masechet Rosh Hashanah said there was a command given here to the Jewish people right now. When they were slaves, they were being commanded not to take themselves out of Mitzrayim, but they were being told that in the future, generations from now, you too will be landowners in Eretz Yisrael, and you too will have slaves. And there's a mitzvah that you have to release your slaves. In the Yovel year, in Evet Ivri, after 6 years, there's a mitzvah of Shiluach Avadim. And you're being commanded right now in the midst of Shiluach Avadim. And the question is obvious. Now, of all times, we ourselves are slaves. So what's the point? We're far away from being slave owners, that we're being commanded now. That's the question that's posed by Rav Chaim Shmulevitz in his Sichos Musar. And he answers the very obvious but very, very on-point answer. And yes, he says, of course, now. Now is the perfect time, the ideal time, because to give up a slave, it's a hard thing to do. You have a person who's living in your house, part of your family, taking care of everything. It's a hard thing to give up. But the Torah says, yes, after a period of time, you have to release your slaves. And indeed, the pasuk in Yirmiyahu, Perek Lamed Dalet, I believe, tells us that Bnei Yisrael didn't. They failed in this Nisayon. But what's the best time to tell a person, yes, this is something that you're going to have to do, when you appreciate what it means to be a slave? When Bnei Yisrael has been slaves for Mitzrayim for so long, and now you have a sense of what it looks on the other side. As Stephen Covey says, seek first to understand, then to be understood. Right now, if you understand exactly what it means to be a slave, it's the perfect time to say, remember this, and when the tide is turned, when things are flipped, be sure to treat your slaves properly, be sure to release your slaves at the proper time. Timing is everything. And that's what Rav Chaim Shmulevitz points out. And this is such an obvious lesson, is husband and wives, they might have things to say to each other that might be a little uncomfortable. But knowing the right time to say things, the right way to say things, timing is so crucial. A person wants to give rebuke, yes, but lo tisa alav chet. Make sure you do it in the right way at the right time. When you deliver the messages, so important. Sichos Musar develops the idea as well that this comes to when a person is inspired, he's feeling positive, he's feeling energized, he has that burst of energy. That's the time to be makabel upon yourself things. Don't be makabel upon yourself things that when you're feeling down and out, that's not going to stick. You have that burst of energy, that's the time, write things down, say, yeah, I'm feeling so high, now I'm going to go ahead and build that into myself as well. That's the message of this pasuk. Yes, specifically now. Timing is everything. That's when Bnei Yisrael is given this command, so that Be'ezrat Hashem in the future, when they're feeling less inspired, but they'll remember, yes, we were slaves, we understand what that's all about, and certainly we'll fulfill this command. Have a wonderful, wonderful Shabbos.